Hello again, friends. Welcome to another Garage Lore stream slash video. I'm one half your tag team champions, Jeff. Joining me as always, the immaculate Chicago gentleman, Tim. And Tim, we are diving back with our friend Detective Jenks to solve the murder of Kate Vine. It's been a few years since we hopped on in, Tim. Why don't you give the viewers at home a quick summary of what went down?
All right, so
Yeah, huh?
cult stuff,
Uh-huh.
maybe cult stuff,
Maybe cult stuff. No, that's all right.
definitely not cult stuff.
I put you on the spot just to clown around. So basically, we're investigating Kate Vine, and we have some leads based on the broken window from the pub, and also at the same time, it sounds like Emma, who was dating Simon, was having an affair with Ryan over at the Atlas cult. Well, we don't know if it's a cult, but we suspect that it's a cult. And since the last time we played, Tim, I've done some, and this is my personal file, Tim, because we were playing from your machine last time around, but I've made an approximate, this is the approximation of where we were at. So if you're following the YouTube archive of this, maybe we'll see some overlapping scenes or whatever, but hey, it's been 2 years, we're hopping back in.
I was gonna ask, when was the last time we streamed this? Was it?
It's got to have been 2 years, man.
I believe the last time you saw Kate Vine was at the pub last Friday, then you came straight back with some of the students, is that right?
Yes, I like to have a glass of port or two after a long day, and benefits of being married to the landlady.
How did she seem that night?
The landlady?
Kate.
Oh, Kate.
November 1st, 2022.
Perfect.
It was for her, yes. I mean, it didn't
Very
impair
timely
her
for
ability,
this,
though. She was a
for
very
this one.
bright star, lots of potential, very enthusiastic.
So she seemed to be enjoying the course.
As far as anybody could tell, yes.
When did you first meet her?
When she joined, about 3 months ago.
And of course, friends, if you're joining us on Twitch, this is one of the rare occasions where I'm the one hosting the game for our dual layout setup. So I'm just letting you guys know, it's a gamble right now. Every second that ticks by, this could all fall apart right now. And Tim, I entrust you to let me know if audio levels are okay on the Twitch stream, if we could use a little more game juice or a little less game juice for that matter.
Have you seen this before?
Not that I recall.
You don't know whether Kate had lost this or not?
No, I've never seen it before, sorry.
I don't have any of the audio stuff.
Have you seen one of these?
I trusted it to you.
I believe that's...
What do you mean you would trust it to me?
You have seen
I can't
one.
see audio levels. I don't know what you're outputting to.
No, I mean like if you were to go on the Twitch stream right now, if you check...
Yeah.
Bits and pieces of that nature, silly
good.
things, you know.
Really?
From what I can tell.
Yes, when I was in my teenage years, I had quite an obsession
painted
with
this
that kind of
mirror.
thing.
Oh, thank you, Bam.
was a very somber
Bam,
child,
our producer off to the side here. Thank you, Bam. Appreciate you.
games, reading books about
Also, it's good to hear from you, Bam. Hope you've been well.
you know.
We did eventually book the trip to Honolulu, man, and I was talking to Nate off to the side, and Nate said he'd be down for it next year. So maybe next year we'll get a bigger group going. But we've got the Airbnb figured out and all that. So we'll be the maiden voyage, if you will. And then next year, if you and Laura are down to join a bigger group of us, we'll get something going.
It's far more interesting. Don't you think so?
All right, so I have been practicing, like quote unquote practicing, trying to get a better understanding of the mechanics of this game, and because the last time we streamed this, we got stuck at some points, right? So I wanted, there is like a hint system here that we weren't utilizing very well. So I'm gonna try to, but the things I've seen from my time, like trying to understand this game better, I'm gonna go through all the list of things that we can talk about with each individual, and then we're gonna go through the hint system to see, like, did we miss something? You know, because, like, those first 2 episodes we streamed this game, we just got a little tough to progress the story at some points, because we were thinking about some of these clues and contradictions in a way that the game didn't want us to think about it.
I believe it wasn't long after the pub opened.
I'm curious, like, how far
I
apart each
usually
episode
leave
was.
for the manor house about 6.
How far apart what?
I start preparations around
How
6:30.
far apart
I like to
each
get a head start.
time we played it? Because for like the first 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna look that up.
Can you tell me about this?
Hey, remember that, Tim?
I haven't seen that for a while. I had a friend who used to make them for us for the course. He passed away last year.
What does the symbol mean?
Oh no, Jeff, what'd you
It's
do?
borrowed from
What happened?
paganism. It's the symbol of the
I'm
triple
not getting
goddess.
the game
The mother, maiden, and crone.
I'm sorry, what?
Represented by the waxing
You're not focused on the
waning of
game?
The moon.
Oh.
It's an ancient symbol. It
looks like,
predates Christianity. Some people say
first
that
time we
dates
streamed it
back
was
to
like in
Paleolithic
October
times.
of
And is
2022.
that
Okay.
relevant to the course?
Well, no,
And then
no, no.
a
I mean,
month later
it's
for
a
the
symbol
follow-up,
we
so that's
dabble
kinda-
with, but it's not particularly relevant. We don't use it on the course, no.
Remember all the specific story beats and everything?
Tell me about this.
It's the first one we ever had made. We had it designed by an agency after we'd spent weeks trying to...
Yeah, so
find a
we,
name for this
when we were
place.
talking with Emma and Simon, we picked up stuff like the flyer.
I thought it was a
We got
rather
the
grand
mask
name.
from
Actually, if
the
I'm being
pub,
honest,
I think.
I plucked it out of thin air. one
Yeah, it
night
was
from
like
George
behind the
when I was
pub in a
the
secret
toilet, so
room.
Actually, somebody left a book and I
Right.
stole it.
Cardboard mask. Okay, so I think we've exhausted all the stuff we can talk to Ryan about.
Okay, window.
Be back later on, if that's
So,
okay.
here's the hint system that I was alluding to, Tim, which, you know, I guess we didn't know about at the time, but it's like, hey, this'll tell you where you need to be headed. You also haven't asked Ryan about the Freedom Necklace card. Let's do that.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Freedom Necklace card. Oh, we missed this one.
Know what this is?
Yes, it's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol that we use on the course. It's supposed to represent freedom from the chains of your ancestry.
Have you ever bought one of these?
I haven't, but I've seen the students wearing them.
All right.
Okay, that's
So-
it for now. Thank you.
The green represented items in your inventory or something?
What do you mean?
In those. Or no?
Yeah, I think the green represents inventory. So it is like a hint to bring up to a person, but it is also inventory.
And then blue is just more of a
Talking
concept, I
points that
guess.
you've picked up along the way.
Okay.
I don't know what
And then red.
red might mean. Like it's an inventory item that's already seen its use. So that might be what that is.
Yeah.
So let's see what the hint is. Better see Simon again. Very on the nose. But yeah, let's go visit Simon. Simon, what's up, fam?
There you go. Come on. Cute.
Just immediately invites him in.
What is that?
Well, I mean, I've spoken to him a few times at this point.
No, I used to be.
I know,
more
I
into
like to
it.
think like
No, I don't do it so much.
they didn't
Used to
like
drive
call
my
ahead
house
and just say, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
pulling over" or anything. He's just like, "Yeah, you're coming in."
At the farmhouse. Where
No
we used
questions
to,
asked.
What was that? That's where James lives. Yeah, we used to share a house together. The farmer used to let us use a corner of his greenhouse to grow stuff.
I didn't know you knew James that well.
Well, didn't really get on.
Where are the greenhouses?
Well, it's just through the farmyard at the back.
Interesting.
Why?
All right. What do we have to
That's
talk?
interesting.
I don't think he gave us any more new info to discuss here. Right,
Anything
and
with
we
replay answer, is that just like things we've already
we've
talked
already, yeah,
about?
like we would rewatch something we've already used as a talking
Thank you.
point.
Probably be back later.
Did say see Simon, right?
It did say see Simon. Did Simon say
guess-
there was another greenhouse at Abbey Farm? Let's take a look. So this is where we met that one guy who was kind of weird. Let's see. Another greenhouse. So that would be up the steps, out back. Otherwise, we'll talk to James about it, who is
Simon mentioned another greenhouse on the farm. Must be up the hill over there.
over... Okay. Uh-huh.
other greenhouse.
Ooh, big magnifying glass.
Why was it so big?
I think it really wants to drive home that there's something to find here.
I wonder if James knows.
This is sponsored by Black and Decker.
Interesting to see what he says about it.
Okay, let's talk to James about that ish then. You said 2022 is the last time we streamed this?
Yeah,
Golly.
this is late 2022.
Detective Jenks has been waiting for us this entire time.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what these are, please? I found them
Oh,
in the
this guy?
greenhouse.
Yeah, this guy stinks.
Been snooping around on the farm, have we?
It's called investigating, James.
Yeah. It's just mint. Mint leaves. For cooking.
Yeah, I heard you were a bit
It's not
of a
weed, I
chef.
swear.
Dabble a bit. Won a few competitions.
Very impressive. So you normally just leave packets of mint lying around?
What's
I
the
do.
content?
Yep. Alright, that packet of dried leaves won some cookery competitions.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
How have you been, Tim? How fares the job hunt for you?
Yes.
I'm basically in the same boat. Yup. Let's see. Who else will know what that packet of leaves is? So Simon, Emma, Rebecca, and Ryan. Alright, let's go back to the pub.
All the characters.
I mean, yeah. We'll go to Rebecca.
Are you familiar with dried leaves?
Actually, before we talk to Rebecca, there's this part of the pub yet that hasn't served a purpose. So we'll keep checking that area, but we'll go ahead and talk to Rebecca for the time being.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Do you know what these are?
Magic mint. Where did you find this?
Magic mint.
Salvia divinorum. I used to grow it years ago. It makes you trip. It's a hallucinogenic.
Hey, you like to
and
party?
Legal. Quite a dangerous combination, really.
Do you use it?
Me? No. No, I don't even take medicines. I like to stay pure.
I
Right.
didn't expect Rebecca to know about growing drugs. I know she claims not to use them herself.
Oh.
I'm not so sure.
Is there a contradiction
That's
here?
what the art looks like in his notebook.
What, for the dried leaves, or? Oh.
Yeah, that.
Hey, he's a detective, not an artist.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a contradiction here. I can't remember if she said anything about doing drugs. Let's see. Magic mint. We'll talk to the
That's all
other
for the moment,
NPCs
thank
first
you.
before we do a deep dive into all that. No, actually, as long as we're here, I think there's someone we haven't met yet on this file.
You mind not defacing public property, please?
What's it to you?
Well, I'm a policeman.
And that's supposed to make what difference exactly?
It means that you do exactly what I tell you to do.
Or what? Or you arrest me?
No, I'll give you a fine this time.
So, if I do something that you don't like, I have to give you some money? What happens if you do something that I don't like? You're gonna give me some
But,
money?
Look, I
Yup,
do not have
that's how that
time
works.
to discuss it at the moment. Could you just go?
Pathetic.
Skitters.
What a prize brat. But why would he carve that into
boy.
a tree? Either he's a die-hard rock fan, or there's more to that symbol
Course.
than meets the eye.
Better try the woods again. Let's see what that's all about. Rock on is right, Bam. So it said try the woods again. I'm guessing it might mean
There's no
here.
other-
Yeah, because...
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Right.
What are you? Private eye?
No, I'm a police inspector.
Who are you looking for?
I'm investigating a death in the village.
That student, then. They did one last year, too. Same place.
Did what?
Drowned a student. Ask that psycho about it. He runs that business cult thing up at the big house. Bunch of nut jobs.
Hey, what was the student's name?
Liam... something? Oh, sod.
You think this is just one of the devs? Like this, I don't think this guy is going to be a recurring character. I wonder if it's just one of the devs.
Call the station.
The
Find
most
out a bit
supported
more
character.
about this Liam.
Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, DCI Jones speaking.
Mike, it's Jenks.
Oh, Jenks, I thought you'd clocked off tonight.
Yeah, the chief's put me on a case tonight, the Edenton girl.
Friday night, you poor sod. I thought that was sorted out anyway.
I wish it was. Listen, are you near a computer?
I can't be. Yeah, go on.
Do you know anything about a death last year? Someone called Liam in Edenton Village?
Don't remember it. Hang on, let's have a look. Edenton Village. Yeah, Liam Rogers. Says suicide last year.
Suicide?
Hang on, 2 suicides in 2 years, both on Edenton. Blimey, you've got your work cut out, Jenksy.
Yeah, don't I know it.
Right, well, good luck with that and see you Monday.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Alright, what's the next hint we got? How much does James really know? Alright, we'll go to... Well, James's house is like right here.
Ask about a few more things, please.
He just
All
keeps coming and going
you
from
know
this guy's
Liam?
place.
Yep. It's an open door policy in this neighborhood.
Died.
Yeah.
You mean Liam who killed himself?
That's my house. Why are you doxing me? Ah,
In my
sorry,
ear,
Steve.
On a different course.
I didn't know Steve moved to the UK. Good on you, Steve.
What was yours?
We're actually not.
Sounds
We're in
nice.
New England.
First time I knew about
Everyone just
Liam was
has an
when he killed
accent
himself.
in this town.
Right, so you didn't meet
I
him.
did actually look up what this this town is in the UK because every time I visit the UK, it's to visit my buddy Dave, who lives near Sheffield. And I thought about going out in this area, but it's like, it's a bit of a ways out. I forgot the name of this town, but it would have been a ways out. Okay, so we got some clues from that one, but let's keep
Be back later on, if that's okay.
keep the door open, James. I'll be right back. Is our QA streamer house in the UK? It could be. There's a lot of great game dev studios in the UK, especially near the London area. How much does James really know? There are things you haven't asked. Oh boy. Well, let's do the full NPC rotation of everyone else except James, so that we can get as many hints as possible from them. Okay, and just for the sake of my sanity, no one showed up in this. Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. Question: how do you guys choose what games you want to stream? Like, how do you come across this one and say we need to stream this? I kind of... So it depends. Sometimes we try to get on the trend of like what's popping off, what's recent. But also, like, I have a weird appreciation for FMV games, so I always try to gravitate toward like this, and like I'd love to do Mad Dog McCree at some point. And then, of course, there's games that we personally enjoy. But of course, we're always open to recommendations. Bam, if you want to see me play through Metroid Fusion, I've got Metroid Fusion on my Wii U. I'll do it. Metroid Fusion is one of the only ones I've not... Well, I've maybe played half of all Metroid games, but that's one of the ones I haven't played. I know we started playing BioShock Infinite because we had someone on the YouTube comment section. Oh my god.
Would that mean anything to you?
Why is it meant to mean something?
No, it's okay.
Jeez. What was that all about?
This mean anything to you?
Okay, I think we've talked to Rebecca
Thank you.
about everything she needs to hear. Like, let's just double check. Okay, so Rebecca's off the list here, so we can go to Simon and Emma and Ryan, and we'll leave James for last because it seems like he's going to have some spicy stuff to talk about. So we'll go to Simon and Emma's house. The thing about choosing what games to stream is that there's games that I personally enjoy, but I know it's going to be a time commitment. Like, I started Persona 4 and it's like, oh boy, this is a commitment. Jeff, I got a playlist of games I made for you to try out, but I'm going to revisit them to fix some bugs before I do. Steve, I'd love to play your game on stream one of these days. I played a Turk's game on stream. If you want to shoot me a build or a link to where I can, download your game, I'd absolutely do it for content. And anything for the sake of friends and for the sake of content.
What do you know about Liam?
Liam?
Local lad.
But it will require payment up front.
Yeah, no, there's no, Steve, there's no payment up front.
Didn't know him.
Your attentiveness to our streams is all the payment we enjoy.
Didn't really know him. It's sad though.
Okay,
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Who did you see doing that?
Someone in the woods, carving it into a tree.
That was Kyle. It's a guy from the course, he's an idiot.
Where does he live?
I can't remember, somewhere outside the village? The three fingers thing is something the students started doing. It's something from the course. The three freedoms.
They're literally about
The
rock
three freedoms?
music.
It's from the course. It's a phrase.
Free to be free.
Free yourself from the things that are holding you back, right? Things that stop you being successful.
What are they?
There's fear of failure. Guilt. And a doubting. A self-doubt.
You believe that?
Yeah. Guilt ruins lives. It stops you looking forward. It serves no practical purpose.
Whoa,
basically
it's
to
not
stop-
that deep, fam. There's some dog statue behind the blonde guy. Don't know what to make of it. Is it a cookie jar? It's got to be a cookie
It
jar.
looks like it.
Hold on.
Freedom goes.
Let me just. I want to take a look at what Steve's talking about here.
Gotta replay this.
Yeah, it's
there
a
it is.
cookie jar. It's a cookie jar. I do think it's funny if it's just straight up a statue, like a garden gnome situation. Wouldn't trust a cookie in it. All right. Oh, we got a new thing. Simon told Jenks about the Atlas phrase.
That's it for the time being. Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to talk to Emma. Hold on now. Knock for Emma. We were just... I like the idea that he steps outside just to knock on the window for Emma.
Do you know the phrase free to be free?
Yeah. It's an Atlas thing. I first heard it when I went with Simon.
What did they say?
Tim and I have been talking, boys. We could make an
They said
FMV
that
game.
you shouldn't feel
We could just
guilty if you
buy
do
a
something
nice,
wrong.
camcorder, and we could just record some MP4 files, and then we just go in Unreal, hook up, make dialogue choices, and hook them all up, dude. We could make this. We could make Detective Jenks 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Detective Jeff.
Detective Jeff.
About a student called Liam. Committed suicide last year.
All right, Jeff.
Only
We
that I
have to
didn't know
do
really
the Jeff Orchestra.
Jeff Orchestra. Detective Jeff Orchestra. What are you talking about, Bam? Do it. You're part of this. You're joining us on this endeavor.
Jeff, we're gonna need a cat.
Why?
It's okay.
And do you prefer a mask or like some prosthetics for your orc face?
Are we should do it like Power Ranger style, dude. Like Goldar.
It's a drug, isn't it?
Yeah. Hallucinogenic drug. Ever tried it?
Jeff, the half-orc
No, I've never taken any
detective
illegal
that transforms into a cat occasionally.
But also I'm Columbo in a weird way.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask her about the leaves.
You know what these are by any chance?
That's the good stuff, fam.
No. Sorry. I don't know anything about plants or things like that, but you should ask Rebecca. She used to live on a farm. She'd know.
I think I asked Rebecca. All right, I think because Rebecca gave us this bit of information here. Rebecca has... All right.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Now let's look at... How much does James really know? There's also things you haven't asked. So let's go to Ryan. Atlas, not to be confused with the developers of Catherine and Persona 5 and Persona 4, and 3 for that matter. I haven't gone to this door yet. What's in here? Oh.
We're just starting to
Occupied.
I'm terribly sorry. I'll leave you in peace.
We got to do something about that echo, fam.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Do you know what this is?
Looks like
He's still standing,
chopped
leaning up
tea
against the
bags to me.
mantle.
What is it?
I just
Never
you might
actually
know.
drinking that.
I don't know anything about plants, Inspector. What you should do is ask.
He stood there for the entire time while I was walking around town.
Messy things, growing things.
It's the same glass. He has not finished that.
Can you tell me a bit about the phrase free to be free?
Free to be free, my favorite motto. Well, we teach our
Nothing.
students
What's the motto, you?
People, well, they suffer from excessive
He just
guilt,
smelling
don't
the
they?
aroma.
Excessive
That's right.
criticism, excessive doubt. Evils of excess, we call them. And we tell our students that if they rid themselves...
If you had to guess,
He doesn't actually
Tim,
drink.
how many weeks do you think it took them to record all the scenes for this game? If you had to guess, I would
I have a
think
background in psychology.
2 weeks.
Honestly?
If they like plan rigidly and they minimize the outdoor scenes, maybe like 2 weeks.
When did you come up with the phrase?
When we were based at the village hall.
Because this one indoor scene, right? It's just an afternoon. This one indoor scene is just an afternoon with these 2 actors and the crew.
Oh, he's successful, but he's not a creative man. Dad suffers from a lack of imagination.
All right. Oh, right, this.
If I did this,
I like how you need
mean
help
anything
to do that.
It's devil's sign, isn't it? Is that what you're getting at, Inspector?
this is not something you use on the course.
Of course it's not something we use on the course, Inspector. I don't even know what that could possibly mean exactly.
I feel like he's capping. He's capping. He knows. Thinks the fingers is a devil sign. Doesn't know how the fingers could be used. Nope.
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum?
No. What is it?
It's a hallucinogenic plant. A legal one. At least for the moment.
A legal one?
I've no interest in drugs, Inspector. My job. That's the only drug I need. As trite as that may sound.
Do you know any students who may have used hallucinogens?
No. My students aren't interested in that kind of thing. Besides, no one is allowed drugs or alcohol onto the site. I don't think anyone has ever brought drugs.
I think this is cult
Do you
stuff.
have any medicines
It's
on
got to
site
be.
at all?
No, we're not
It's
allowed.
gotta be
for
cult
insurance
stuff.
purposes.
I'm waiting for this to turn into some... Can you imagine if David Lynch directed this? How much of a trip this would be?
Thank you.
Now I want a David Lynch.
David Lynch FMV game? Hell yeah.
yeah.
There's also things you haven't asked, Simon, James. Yeah, we were just talking to Ryan. Let me just make sure I've exhausted all dialogue options with him.
Don't mind.
Oh, Liam's death.
What can you tell me about Liam?
Oh, Liam. You mean the boy who committed... Very unfortunate, isn't it?
Did you know him?
Oh, yes. Well, when I say know him, I met him in the pub. Seemed very happy sort of person. Well, I say he seemed happy. He can't have been, can he?
Liam seemed happy. Let me just do a once-over of all the... Yep. Yeah, we talked to
Be
him.
back later on, if that's okay.
So we've eliminated Ryan from the list of people, or at least the list of people we still need to talk to. Let's swing by Rebecca one more time. Rebecca is at the pub. And of course, we need to ring the bell to talk to
A
Rebecca.
couple more questions, if that's okay. Ever heard the phrase free to be free?
Do you mean the Atlas thing? Yes, I have.
Know what it means?
Is it just me, or does... I think I mentioned this last episode, but Rebecca looks like she's on the brink of tears.
You mean, do I think it's
You see what I mean?
Do you? I mean, surely if you have done something wrong.
Oh, but that's the point, Inspector. Most people spend their time feeling guilty over nothing.
These scenes could also
and that's
could
not a
also have
good
been recorded separately, like the actors not in the same
Oh,
room.
yeah, because you could have just Jenks sitting on one side and, you know, for example, Rebecca just... Yeah. Huh. Was that all we had to talk to Rebecca about? He doesn't have anything to say about... Alright.
Okay, that's it for now.
Yeah. Junks is on my... Yep. Simon and James. Yeah, we'll swing by James. I like the 4-second transition clips.
A few more questions, please.
Of him, like, walking.
Yep.
Ever hear the phrase free to be free? Heard anyone use that?
Nah.
This guy just...
What is it, a song?
spends the evening just stared at the fire.
Yeah, he's just spaced out, dude. He is spaced out.
If I did that, would it mean anything to you?
Yeah. It's a Satanism symbol. Satanists use it.
Have you ever seen anyone using it?
Sure.
Lots of people. Politicians, presidents, CEOs.
Have you ever seen anyone local using it?
Not that I remember.
Okay, and I think we asked him... Oh.
Ever heard of Salvia divinorum, James?
What's that, skin cream?
It's not a skin cream, no. It's a plant.
Really? Don't know much about plants.
So you've never heard of Salvia?
No.
No, he's capping. He knows. He knows something. Never heard of salvia. Doesn't know much about plants. I think that's cap. He's said something about plants before. That's cap. Let's see if we can find the contradiction here. If I can't find it, we'll use a hint.
A packet of dried leaves?
He won some cookery competitions. So he must know a little. I think the contradiction is that he's won cooking competitions. But in that being the case, he would know a little bit about plants. No? I tried, boys. I tried.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
We'll see if Simon unlocks the next bit of this. You should also call the chief for an update. Oh, and we haven't asked Simon about the leaves. Before we call the chief.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have thought we talked to Simon already, but because basically when you call the chief, he kind of nudges you in the right direction. So before we talk to the chief, let me ask Simon about the leaves.
Know what these are?
No. Look a bit like sage leaves.
Haven't seen them before though.
No.
That didn't help me. Hey, you should ask Simon about the leaves. Do you know about these leaves? No, fam. Thanks, fam.
Well, see ya.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see ya. Alright, now does it just tell me to call the chief? Yeah, that's fine. We'll call the chief. Now look at this. Like you get... And then it becomes a still image of just the phone. You see what I mean? It's clever. It's clever, like, thinking about how I would do, like, an FMV game in terms of the tricks, you know?
Quite a few people knew him, it turns out. Also, I've found out that Simon
They just reused
Thompson
this
used to live with James Wilson at the farm.
little shot.
They used to use the farmer's greenhouse to grow.
I guess it's not a still shot, but they can reuse this multiple times over for the different dialogue.
I thought, sir, which is why I went to have a look at the greenhouse at the farm. Found a packet of leaves, which turns out to be something called Salvia divinorum. Hallucinogenic plant. Legal, unfortunately.
Yeah. And what does James Wilson say about that, eh?
Uh-huh.
Not much.
We'll have another word with him. Find out what he does know.
So I feel like the contradiction will be with James. We could use the... Let's see if we can put our... Before I just use the hint, Tim, let's see if we can put our noggins together about what the contradiction is. He knows more than he's letting on about the leaves.
If you don't mind.
Doesn't know much about plants. Packet contains mint leaves. Would it be this?
Yeah,
and then...
I think so.
Right? No, it's not taking that?
But I know what you mean. Wait, go back.
To which one?
Atlas. I don't know. I just saw James plant something.
James's degree isn't... Oh!
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I got a degree in it. I don't know anything about it.
So, your degree is in plant science, but you don't seem to know anything about plants.
Well, still got a lot to learn.
So you're still saying you've never heard of salvia?
Didn't say that.
So you have.
Maybe.
And you do grow it.
Yeah, it's legal. Why not?
What do you do with it?
I use it for explorative purposes, meditation.
And does this involve anybody else?
Are you on it right now?
Do you sell it or give it to anybody else?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just for me, nobody else.
And that's the only drug you grow, is it?
Feel free to go and look if you want.
It's okay, I'll look later. The only drug he grows? I'm not sure I believe that, James. Then again, would someone growing illegal drugs bother growing a legal one?
So is there more? Hold on.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
It's sounding like there's more to talk to James about, but let me look at the tip menu. How much does... Okay, it's telling us to call the chief again. I'm gonna presume the chief is gonna tell us to talk to James again, but for the sake of completion, let's just do it. Uh-huh.
Yes, Chief, get more news. James Wilson admitted he does know what Salvia divinorum is, but he claims it's the only drug he grows.
Have you checked?
Yeah, I didn't see anything else suspicious.
What is this stuff, Salvia? What do you do with it? Smoke it?
I'm not sure, but I doubt you could smoke the stuff I found. You'd have to dry it out first. I imagine you infuse it or crush it or something.
We'll do a bit of research, find out. Does he sell it?
He said he doesn't, no.
I know he's growing it just for himself, Jenks. There's something he's not telling you. Go through your notes, make sure he's telling you those.
Okay, so we are going to talk to James again. So he had multiple contradictions. And again, Tim, we could just ask for the answer, but let's be true detectives here. Okay, so we knocked down those two at the bottom. He doesn't... I would think the contradiction is that he doesn't grow any other drugs. Like, what? Okay, so that didn't do it. One song cookery competition. Where would I have seen...
Previous?
Yeah, let's do a once-over of the clues here.
Yeah.
I don't think... I think so, like, the drop silver key will not have anything to do. This has nothing to do with James. Screw nothing to... Nope. That's not gonna have anything to do. Okay, maybe Simon's homebrew. Created his herbal tea.
Okay, that's Simon's homebrew.
Yeah, that's to do with Simon. This is... So
sells the mirrors but doesn't make a profit.
So the mirrors are sold by James. These are his. But does this tie into him growing plants? Let's keep that in the back of our mind. This is the broken window at the pub. I don't think that's going to tie into anything James is doing at the moment. Kate had an argument with Emma. That's not... I don't think that's going to have anything to do. That's just a Big Red Machine Kane mask. I don't think that's to do with anything at the moment.
Did you check the Kate's argument thing?
The Kate's argument?
Okay, never mind.
So I don't think the mask is... So, obviously, if this is about James growing plants, I feel like this is going to tie in somehow, because this... I don't think this has come into play for a contradiction yet. Mint leaves. That's where I think the contradiction would be. But no. So this Atlas advertising... Yeah, this is not going to play into anything. Yeah, this... Liam's death. Okay, let's... Never met Liam. I'm not seeing any contradiction here. Alright. We'll use... for the sake of keeping the content... If I was just playing this by myself, Tim, I would be super stubborn and spend the next 40 minutes scrolling through those menus. But for the sake of the content, for the sake of keeping this train moving, let's just go ahead and use the hint system here. Chief's clues. Look at this, Tim. Press here 7 times to see a cheat. We didn't see this the first time around when we were streaming this game. But look at this. Huh. It's like trying to click through an ad, dude. Verify that you're
sure?
human. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Click all the pictures that have a bus stop. Suppose that herbal tea James was trading with Simon was salvia tea. Didn't James say he didn't give salvia to anyone else? So this is with salvia, and it's the tea with Simon. I'm not sure I understand that one. Let's...
Well, because it was...
If that's okay?
Simon's brew, but...
Traded his herbal tea for Simon's homebrew. Right.
Oh, his... Okay, I missed that bit.
So is it this one for salvia for private use only? Okay.
So, yeah.
When you say herbal tea, do you mean salvia?
Probably.
So you traded salvia tea with Simon for his homebrew.
So?
So why did you say you didn't give salvia to anybody else? Did you give it to anybody else? How many people did you give it to? Did you give it to Kate?
No.
How about Liam?
I didn't have anything to do with him dying, if that's what you mean.
So you did give him salvia?
Yes, I gave him salvia because he asked for it, but that's not what killed him.
Well, he committed suicide, James, because of psychological issues that probably weren't helped by him trying hallucinogenic drugs.
Didn't commit suicide. You don't know anything about him. You don't know what happened.
Okay, so what happened then?
Do you even know about Third Eye?
Go on.
You don't know about Third Eye.
Oh, God.
You don't know about Third Eye.
It is cult stuff.
Death. I mean, forget salvia.
Fine, tell me then.
Third Eye was a cult. We had our very own psycho cult operating right here from our village hall.
Yeah, be cult stuff.
Single-handed.
Lock in, boys.
Got rid of Third Eye. Did they tell you that at the station?
Okay,
Cult
start again.
tree.
They were what?
You don't know anything, do you? Look.
This first time James has stood up for me.
They were reeling in students, pretending to be some sort of happy life course, you know.
He's been
make
activated.
your life better sort of crap. Then they were putting everyone through this brainwashing program to make them compliant.
Oh, you know what? I think this is slowly coming back to me.
Yeah.
It's all there.
What do you mean, selling them on?
Selling them. Like objects, commodities.
To who?
To anyone who could afford them. Top politicians, famous celebrities, wealthy businessmen, you name it.
What for?
You don't get it, do you?
You just don't get it, do you, Scott?
Selling slaves. They were black market slave traders. They were wiping people's personalities using ECT, brainwashing, cocktails of hard drugs, deliberately turning them into perfect slaves. You know how much slaves are worth on the black market these days?
No.
Millions. And I'm talking per
I have
slave.
no idea.
That's why anyone who stood up to them and threatened to go public like Liam was just killed off. They didn't give a damn.
So you're saying
This
Liam was
escalated
murdered
quickly.
by Third Eye?
Exactly what I'm saying. That's why I started looking into it. They were all saying it was suicide, but there's no way.
So, did you ever actually meet Liam?
I found out about him.
And how did you find out about all this other stuff?
It's obvious, you can tell. I met some of the students. You could see straight away there was something wrong. They were like zombies. And I could tell
Oh, it's a zombie game now.
Damage or when they've been through mind conditioning. It's just obvious.
It's Umbrella Corporation. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Back in the 50s.
That's the twist here.
Documented. You can read about it.
This is part of
showed all
the
the
Resident
same
Evil
signs.
cinematic universe.
Man, if they did a Resident Evil FMV game, I'd be all about that,
No,
dude.
but I knew what went on.
How?
From what people said who'd been through it.
Okay, so do you know anyone I could speak to who did go through it?
Well, no. Look, it doesn't matter. Why did they close down if it wasn't true? They just closed down and disappeared overnight after I put all the flyers up. Bit of a coincidence.
But that was just after Liam died.
Yeah,
And do you think that had anything to do with it?
maybe, but it was the flyers that forced them to close.
Okay. Do you mind if I keep this?
Yeah, you investigate it. It'll all come out. Third Eye definitely killed Liam.
Well, that was
Hey.
a lot to take in. Does James really believe all this stuff? This
Well,
is the
that
first
was a
I've heard
lot.
about Third Eye. Question is, what's their connection with Atlas, if there is?
Probably be back later.
I'll be back, fam. I take it we're gonna talk to Ryan now about this Third Eye stuff. I'm just gonna take a... Oh boy, yeah, it wants us to do the full... Let's do the full rotation about asking everyone about Atlas, or Third Eye.
Have you seen this before?
Have you heard about the Third Eye? You mean like Tien from Dragon Ball Z? No!
Have you seen this before?
Don't take any notice of that.
Why?
James Wilson is a fantasist. He spends his time pretending to cast spells in the woods. He's not exactly a stable person.
Who's the dev that had to print that out?
I heard that he was involved with growing cannabis.
Really?
Well, don't quote me on that.
It was actually the actors.
So you don't think there's any truth at all to this?
None at all.
Understandable. Have a good day. And I think that's all for Rebecca for the time being.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would
So
assume
let's
so.
yeah, let's go to Simon and Emma now.
I like how it's still Friday after 7 p.m. this whole time.
Yeah, this is all
things, please.
Jenks is he walks fast, man.
Have you seen this before?
And everyone is just
Oh.
ready to just accept
this
him on
the
a
thing that
Friday
James
night.
did?
Open door
Yeah,
policy,
yeah.
man. Open door policy.
So
I got nothing
Third
going on
Eye?
this Friday, so let's just all
don't really know anything about it. I mean, I've heard
interview
about
for
Liam's
this
death,
murder.
but all I know about Three Eyes or whatever is
This guy who
is on
keeps
the spine.
going back and forth
You
between
haven't heard
my
about
place and
it.
someone else.
No, sorry.
Keep the door unlocked
you.
for me, fam.
Be back later.
All right, we'll ask Emma.
Have you seen this?
Yeah. It was all over college last year. James made it. Idiot.
So you don't agree with what I'm saying?
No, I don't agree with anything James says. He's absolutely crazy. He thinks that the government has been controlled by aliens and that we're all bugged. He's nuts.
He just like me for real.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Birds aren't real.
Okay, so I'm gonna presume Ryan is the last. Yeah, Ryan's gonna have the spicy answer here.
Have you ever seen this? No.
Yeah, I
Well
feel
then.
like no. Or this might be another contradiction opportunity.
Where's the other guy?
A few more questions.
Yeah, that door
if you
wasn't
don't mind.
an option this time.
What do you know about this?
Not much.
So you've never seen this before? You don't know anything about Third Eye?
Well, I don't remember seeing it now.
You don't recognize any
I know
of the
about Third Eye
symbols on it?
Blind.
Sorry.
Doesn't remember. This has got to be Cap. This has got to be Cap. Let's just look at the hint.
Later on, if that's okay.
Is this going to tell us to talk to the chief? Alright. We'll talk to the chief for the sake of completion, but I feel like the contradiction is going to be with Ryan. Uh-huh.
Does he not have a cell phone?
When you're a detective, you don't want to be traced. You got to use a public phone.
James Wilson has been telling me all about a
Okay.
cult called Third Eye. It used to be based in the village. According to
When I
James,
went to the
their
UK,
main
I saw one of
people
these
use
red
ECT
call
machines
boxes, and
and
I went to take a
selling them
selfie.
to politicians.
But now a lot of these call boxes, they, the actual phones in them have been taken out. So now it's like a defibrillator in there now, which is like that's a clever way to like still have these around, but still have a practical purpose for them being around. You know.
Sounds like you smoked one too many of those salvia bottles to me.
I suppose that is entirely possible. Some of what he said did remind me of Atlas, though, I have to say.
Well, have you asked him about this, Ryan Ran?
He says he's never seen the flyer.
Cap.
Well, make sure he isn't telling you porkies, Jenks.
Yep.
Get yourself a stiff drink as well.
Yes, Chief.
You're gonna need it, sounds of it. Right.
Cap, he's seen that flyer. Yeah. So, as always, Tim, we could just ask the game for the answer, but let's be detectives here, and let's see if we can... Boy, that's Cap.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
A few more questions, if
Now,
don't
you be
mind.
Detective Pikachu, I'll be Inspector Gadget. Okay, so he doesn't remember seeing the flyer. He doesn't recognize any of the symbols. These symbols were on the mask. So let's see...
Yeah.
Where did that mask go? Cardboard mask. Here we go. Yeah, so he told us about these symbols. Cap.
Aha.
Boy, that's Cap.
Ryan, you've just told me all about the moon symbols on the mask. Then you're claiming you don't know anything about the symbols on the flyer. It's all the same thing.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry, yes, I do remember that.
So what did you know about Third Eye?
Oh, not much, really. Never came into contact with them.
The explanation was way too short. Ryan's definitely...
Alright, where's the Cap? Only knows what he heard about Third Eye. Never came into contact with Third Eye. Never came into contact. I feel like he would have come into contact through something Emma has told us. Let me just...
That's it for now.
Let me look at the tip. Let me look at the tip. Don't take that soundbite for later. Yeah, we'll call the chief again. Don't you dare take that soundbite, Tim. Because now it's like... Yeah, I want to hear what the chief says about this one, because now I'm not clear on where the Cap is.
The Cap?
Boy, that's Cap. Captain America.
I'm a bit lost for ideas at the moment, to be honest, sir.
Anything else happened?
Not really. Did I mention the student in the woods?
Uh-huh.
A rather obnoxious student carving a devil sign into a tree. Turned out Atlas used the symbol. Simon Thompson explained it. It's to do with a phrase they use on the course, the
Right.
3 freedoms. Ryan said he came up with it.
The 3 what?
The 3 freedoms. It's about getting rid of your past, or something.
Sounds as daft as that stuff James Wilson was going on about. Have you found out any more about that?
No, not really.
Well, do a bit of research. Find out what you can about this cult. Who ran it, where they were based. Find out what Ryan Rand knows about it.
Okay, so...
Okay, Chief, I'll call later.
We'll talk to Ryan again, is what that sounded like. Yeah, so now it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's put our noggins together for this one, Tim.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
The Third Eye flyer. He only knows what he heard about the Third Eye. Never came into contact with Third Eye. So this is like a separate entity, cult thing. So this might be where the Cap is, because this ties into the Atlas phrase, getting rid of guilt and self-doubt. Ryan invented the phrase.
Phrase about getting rid of guilt and self-doubt. That was part of the Third Eye thing.
Was it? Do we want to go with that combo?
That's all.
Didn't take that, but how about that combination? No. Right, phrase invented? Huh? See, I feel like I just brute forced my way into that one.
This Third Eye group was based at the village hall, is that right?
Was it?
That's where you were based, wasn't it? Yeah, you said you invented the Atlas phrase free to be free while you were based at the village hall.
So I did.
So you must have come into contact with Third Eye at some point. You were using the same hall.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Inspector.
Go on.
Go on.
Third Eye
Blind?
is, or was, Atlas under a different name. Sorry.
Atlas is Third Eye.
In a new improved form,
Who
yes.
would have guessed?
And you ran Third Eye.
With Dad, yes.
So you must have known Liam. You didn't just meet him, did you?
Yes, I knew him, Inspector, but don't get your hopes up. All of this has been thoroughly investigated and cleared up.
You've been investigated about his death?
They dropped the case. We didn't have anything to do with it. Well, when I say drop the case, I mean a police investigation is one thing, but what the public thinks is another. They threatened to go public, and then James bloody Wilson started distributing his flyers, and that was it. No choice. There was an end to it.
You had to change.
You think they just rented out an Airbnb for this set piece? Right? They just rented out a nice Airbnb.
But then James,
Like, what's a nice place that looks like cult stuff is
we had to
happening?
close down, buy a new place, rebrand. So eventually, we reopened here.
As Atlas.
As Atlas.
And it worked.
Up till now, yes.
So you knew James Wilson too?
We knew James. But
James
he
Wilson
didn't
too?
know us. as
Electric
such.
Boogaloo.
Oh, he was very quick to shoot us down, but he didn't do anything like actually coming to the course to see what he was about.
So James wouldn't know that you were now running Atlas.
Not unless he came to one of our courses.
And how much of all that stuff was true? ECT machines, brainwashing.
I'm afraid that exists only
He practiced that
exclusively in
Bond
the
villain
mind
laugh.
of Mr. Wilson. All we do is make better business people. We challenge their prejudices and presumptions. Why don't you come along and see for yourself? The course starts in 15 minutes. Excuse me.
What was that sound? Oh, okay, it's his phone. It's his phone.
Hello.
Mosh. Brian Dess.
Well, you have my car at the moment.
Why does he have a late night course
All right.
on a Friday? Like, who would want that class?
Yeah, that's an awful time slot.
See you later.
It's after 7 p.m. already.
That was that.
For
I
the
have
past
to go back.
entire time we've been
can come and meet him if you
investigating.
like.
Well, I might come and have a chat.
Come with me.
Hey, progress. Progress. The investigation continues.
To be perfectly honest, Dad's a great businessman, but he lacks imagination. He does, however, believe in the power of the individual, when taught by the right teacher, of course. Ryan! In here. Just coming. He's through here.
To whom do I owe the pleasure?
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating...
Detective Inspector
a death in the
Jenks.
village. I believe you knew Kate Vine.
Oh, I thought all this was dealt with, Inspector. You do know that Kate Vine was a gherkin short of a Big Mac. You do now.
Father.
You must forgive my son, Inspector. He still can't summon up the courage to come straight to the point.
That teeth, though.
So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
Oh, but I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk? Ryan, would you mind leaving us for a while?
I'll go back to the centre. I have one or two things to prepare. Call me if you need me, Dad.
You may begin, Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course.
You're going to
nowadays.
MagicCon over the weekend,
I can't
Tim?
give you any hard information.
You think we'll see some Detective Jenks cosplay out there?
Yeah.
If you want my
I think so.
I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So
He's a popular
fire away.
character.
Okay.
You on the hunt to buy anything while you're out there?
Well,
Nothing
Paul certainly
specific.
doesn't take any prisoners. It's obvious who's pulling the strings in this family.
What's the most
How
you'd
well
spend
did
on
you
a single
know
card?
Hardly knew it at all.
Like
Met her
in
a few
general, or
times.
Yeah, in general. There's a let's say you go to MagicCon. There's a card that you've been on the that you've been jonesing for years.
Last,
How much would you be willing to
Friday.
spend on it?
I just
Couple
popped out
hundred.
of the course
Okay.
and, about 7.
Did you speak to her then?
It's possible.
And how did she seem? Was she happy, sad, preoccupied?
She was drunk.
Oh, okay.
Do you know if Kate had lost this? It's her driving license.
How would I know that?
You didn't see it lying around anywhere.
No.
That just looks like a business card.
Yeah, is this what a UK driving license looks like?
Oh, maybe it's just like it's like just basic paper. Did it look like that laminated plastic look?
I feel like he's gonna get mad at me if I ask about a bicycle of all things, but let's find out.
Did you know anything about Simon Thompson's bike?
No.
No. That's the,
Didn't drag it out or anything.
Yeah, the Bugs Bunny meme. No.
Tell me about this broken
What do you
window.
know about this?
It's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol we use sometimes on the course. Little bird in cage flying away.
Oh, Bioshock Infinite.
Freeing themselves from their past.
All
is the
connected.
Analogy.
So do they get them when they join the course or something?
No, not as
Resident
a rule.
Evil and
I think I
Bioshock.
bought one once as a present.
Oh, not for Kate, by any chance?
No. Not for Kate.
Tim, we
I
need
can't
to
really
check to see
remember
if we
who it
can
was
buy
for,
Detective
but
Jenks's hat off
maybe
Amazon.
one of the students.
Look, you see what I mean? But of course, we have to add Safari flaps.
Of course.
Oh man, there's a lot to ask him. Let's keep the
New NPC.
What's that? Yeah, new NPC is right.
Have you seen this before?
Looks familiar. Where did you find it?
It was in the woods.
Presumably.
It's like he's holding a Warhammer mini. Have you seen this before?
Killer.
Well, that's what I'm trying to establish.
Shouldn't
played
it
it
be an
years.
evidence bag inspector in case of contamination?
I didn't have one with me, unfortunately.
Well, don't go testing it for DNA, will you?
I used to have an
It's
orc
got
army.
yours all over it.
Holds out a DACA jet for some reason.
Just has it on hand.
He's not going to care about Simon's homebrew.
Ever tried Simon's homebrew? Simon Thompson?
No, I haven't. I wouldn't touch anything that has had Simon's fingers in it.
So dramatic.
All right, we asked him about Simon's homebrew. This is like demon
Have
stuff.
you ever seen one of these before?
I believe it's a scrying mirror, pagan thing.
Ever used one?
Why would I use a scrying mirror?
So you have no interest at all in this sort of thing?
No,
Does the Atlas course use them at all?
not at all. Strange question.
I feel like there's cap. That's got to be cap. But we'll keep it going just to eliminate all the other,
What did you hear about an argument in the pub last Friday?
I didn't go to the pub last Friday.
You didn't hear anything about an argument in the pub?
Should I have?
No, that's fine.
Jenks folds immediately. Nah, that's all right. No, you right. Oh, dude. Please put on the mask.
Put on the mask.
What do you know about this?
What are we doing?
You don't recognize it?
Not particularly. Looks like a monarch mask.
What's a monarch mask?
Monarch is fancy dress outfitters. Ryan goes there sometimes.
Ryan uses a monarch. Okay, monarch mask. Okay.
Could you tell me a bit about this?
Had it designed by an agency.
And when was that?
Last year.
Is that when you started the business?
Yes, I suppose so.
He spaced out for a bit. He was, where will you be when the
forget.
edibles hit? Yeah.
Know what this is by any chance?
I've no idea. Gardening isn't my kind of thing. Rebecca would probably know. I presume you've met Rebecca.
Yes,
I'm sure she'd enjoy telling you what it is. She's the kind of woman who likes to feel superior. Would probably marry a millionaire and then decide to run her own pub.
Yes, why was that?
Well, she isn't exactly housewife material.
They're just going on this
She likes to be
tangent
Yeah.
related to the leaves.
Why? Shame, isn't it, that I'm in control of both of them?
Okay. I lost my
Sure, this was about the packet of leaves?
Yeah, okay, right.
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum, or magic mint?
Sounds like it might be a drug.
It's a hallucinogenic plant. Legal, as a matter of fact.
I'm not a drug taker, Inspector.
Drug
I have
taker.
no enthusiasm for voluntarily poisoning your brain.
And you've never seen anyone on the course taking it?
Well, if someone had, they wouldn't have done it openly. We don't allow drugs or alcohol on our course. We like to tell students that success is the best drug. Whether you buy into that, of course, is another matter.
I don't think I've heard any Cap. He's shady, but I don't think I've heard Cap yet.
If I did this, would it mean anything to you?
I presume you've seen an Atlas student doing that.
Ah, so this is an Atlas thing.
Well, it wasn't exactly our idea. The students started doing it spontaneously to show commitment to the cause. Cute, really. Which student did you see doing that?
I'm not sure, but he was carving it into a tree. I told him to stop.
Did you really? Why?
Defacing public property.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What's the punishment for that kind of thing nowadays? Prison sentence?
It's usually a fine.
All right. What about defiling public liberty? Does that carry a fine too?
Oddly enough, the student in question argued a similar point.
Yeah, he said the same
Is that
thing.
something you encourage on the Atlas course?
We encourage people who put ideas first and moral anachronisms second. The problem with the law, Inspector, is that it's out of date.
Well, I suppose that's a matter of opinion.
This
However,
guy
you still
likes to
respect
talk like this.
Yes, he's really, you know, getting mileage out of his screen time, isn't he?
Book, Inspector, but that's only because of the threat of possible incarceration.
Oh man, how many more of these do we have to go through with the? Okay, there's 3 left.
How well did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam,
Neeson.
who took his life.
From the movie Taken.
Oh.
Well, as far as I remember, he was a good student, confident, outgoing.
You didn't notice any problems?
I believe he had problems at home.
Were you there when he died?
Yes.
And afterwards? You didn't see him after the meeting?
No.
What was Liam like that night?
No.
Apart from being drunk, or possibly because of that, he seemed perfectly happy.
He was drunk?
Well, I assume the bottle in his hand contained whiskey and not lemonade.
Lots of similarities to Kate, don't you think? Drinking, depression, is that normal for the students?
People come into the Atlas course for quick solutions to their problems. And when they don't get them as quickly as they might have liked, sometimes their impatience gets the better of them.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Can you tell me a little about the Atlas phrase, free to be free?
Where did you hear that?
I was talking to one of your students.
It's a little phrase we conjured up to summarize our objectives.
What is your objective, if you don't mind me asking?
Mine, or do you mean the course's objective?
On the course.
The objective of the course is to free people from bondage. We teach that most people are crippled by their past.
You know, it is becoming cult stuff. Now it's like, is it orgy stuff? Because now they're meeting past 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There might be loot happening here.
Is like a meat eater feeling guilty in an abattoir. Guilt comes from the archaic emotional centers of the brain. It's a vestige of our animal ancestry, that's all.
Oh, it's furry stuff. Okay, understandable, understandable. What?
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
ghost
Inspector,
stuff.
my house appears to be haunted. Would you mind closing the door?
There's a draft.
So, you believe that guilt has no place in business?
None at all. I have few beliefs, Inspector, but that's one of them.
And what if you have done something wrong?
Well, that's the whole point. Guilt has nothing to do with it.
Interesting opinion.
Okay, last one. Third eye
What
blind.
do you know about this?
So you've been graced with Goebbels' company already, have you? James.
Oh.
Our local minister for propaganda.
Man, now that you called it out, Tim, he does talk like that.
Actual previous incarnation.
He explained, yes.
Yeah.
Did he tell you anything scandalous?
Not unless you count the suicide.
Well, these things happen.
Was it your idea?
The suicide?
Third eye.
Yeah, I suppose it was. As my son had started to atrophy, I decided I ought to give him something to do.
And Third Eye was the same as Atlas, teaching business skills.
Very similar.
So Liam's death didn't prompt you to make any changes?
There was nothing we could do about Liam's death, Inspector, any more than we could do anything about Kate's. It was out of our control.
You can't blame me for wondering, Paul. 2 student deaths in 2 years.
It's called a coincidence, Inspector. I expect they ate fast food also. But you're not investigating.
I suspect they tried to live Moss at Taco Bell.
I saw one eating a Big Mac once.
All right, let's see. I believe we
I
exhausted.
get the feeling I might be seeing a lot of Paul tonight.
Better question Paul thoroughly. Let's call Chief for an update. Yeah. Yeah, over here. Like, through the midst of all that, I'm sure I kind of glazed over a bit through some of those, but I'm sure there was caps somewhere along the way.
Chief, lots of new information for you.
Oh, hang on. Let me sit down. Go on.
You know that cult I was telling you about? Well, it turns out it was Atlas all along. They were the same thing.
You don't say.
And the student... How did you know that?
It was pretty obvious, Jinx.
Chief is just like me for real.
The student who died last year, Liam, was a student there. They had to change their name after he died and were forced into an out-of-court settlement with the family.
Dodgy bunch.
Also, I met Paul Rand, finally. He's worse than Ryan, doesn't give a straight answer to anything.
What did he say about Liam?
Not much, other than that he was drinking throughout the course.
So we've got 2 heavy drinkers and 2 suicides in 2 years. They must be proud. Push him some more. See what you can get out of him.
Right.
Bye.
Thanks,
Huh.
Chief.
So, I took from that we're going to talk to Paul again. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And that was at the Atlas building.
Is that where it was?
Wasn't it? Unless he made us walk to the other side of town. Or unless there's a new... Oh, Christ.
Feel your soul. Wait. For the moment.
It's like Sting wearing a Sting mask.
Excellent, Hannah. Well, could you come back later, please?
This calculus class is a little different from my usual.
Please, leave.
Sorry, Ryan, there's a few more questions I have to ask you yet, and time's ticking by.
Leave.
Okay.
We're in the middle of cult stuff, come on.
We're in the middle of cult stuff. Please leave. Cult stuff.
What on earth was that about? Looked like they were burning woolen dolls. A woolen doll burning ceremony. What a
No, let me
very
in.
odd course
I want to
this
go
is.
in there. Okay, so maybe Ryan was completely on the other side of town, like right here then.
Yeah, I don't know where it was, because they
Yeah.
led you to a different place.
It seemed like we were in a different set. Whoa. What?
Ew. Where
You-
was... Oh, okay.
This... Oh, now I'm confused. No, I was on the other side of... Right.
You saw that one trying to leave.
Oh, interesting. Where did I meet that guy? Would it have been like right here? No.
I don't know where it was.
Yeah, now I'm confused. Well, I'm confused, Tim. It would not have been in the pub. Well, let's look at the hints.
Oh. Look at the map.
Look at the map. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Paul Ryan Rand. Well, also on that note, we still have. It looks like we can talk to Simon, Emma, James. Like as long as I'm sick of seeing that guy. let's talk to some new people. Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Is this not James?
Nope.
Well, whatever, we're here.
What can you tell me about doll burning at Atlas?
Not very much. It's one of Ryan's ideas. My son is under the illusion that he's a genius.
Okay.
Remote control lock. Huh. This is gonna come into play. I just don't know where yet.
Be back later.
So we'll ask Rebecca about some of these new things.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
Okay, she doesn't care about the lock. Will she care about the doll
What do
burning?
you know about doll burning at Atlas?
Only that it's part of the course. I'm not entirely sure what they're for, but I made dozens for him.
You made them?
Oh, Ryan can't make anything. He's practically dyspraxic.
Oh, okay. Okay, and that, as far as I know, that's all the new stuff for Rebecca.
Yeah.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
So we'll go to Simon and Emma. Hey fam, I'm back.
Just a few more
I hope I'm not interrupting your evening.
What do you know
Nope,
about
we're just
doll
sitting here
burning?
waiting for you.
Doll burning, I think it was something that they did in the course. Simon mentioned it.
Oh, they didn't do that when you were there?
No.
Okay, and
If
Simon.
that's okay.
Yep.
What do you know about doll burning?
Not on the course. It's a ritual thing. It's getting rid of things that you don't need. Throw it into the fire.
And that's a good thing?
Well, yeah, it helps you getting rid of things you don't need, so you can move on and take control again.
So what are the masks for?
They're just to help you get into the right frame of mind. Just get you into the zone, you know, help with the trance.
A trance?
Yeah. It's like self-hypnosis. We do it on the course sometimes. It's just to help you get into the right frame of mind, you know.
So you hypnotize yourself? How do you do that?
Just stare into a mirror and chant something, you know, just say the same thing over and over again. Or you could just close your eyes.
TikTok
and put yourself
trend.
into a trance. Some people can do that.
Or you can just take a lot of drugs.
Well, yeah. Hypnosis doesn't work the way that most people think it does. You can't just be hypnotized if you don't want to be hypnotized. But you can learn to hypnotize yourself.
What did you say it was called? Auto-hypnosis?
Self-hypnosis, auto-hypnosis, same thing really.
Is this a new... Okay.
Simon was a bit too quick to play down the role of auto-hypnosis on the course. I'll have to ask around about this.
Yeah, let's ask Emma about the auto-hypnosis.
Do you know what auto-hypnosis is?
It's some type of self-hypnosis, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever tried
Yeah.
it?
No, I haven't. But I
Well,
think
see ya.
Kate was into it. She learned it from when she went to Atlas.
And what did she tell you about it?
Not a lot, really. I think it helped her. I think she used it as a sort of self-meditation.
All right, I think that wraps up. We can go back to Rebecca and James with some new info then. Are you good to keep going for a bit longer, Tim? I want to get to the bottom of this. Now, we're getting into the juicy cult stuff that we suspected from a while back.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Uh-huh.
Do you know anything about hypnosis used on the Atlas course?
Are you sure you mean hypnosis or the power of persuasion?
What's the difference?
Not a lot. But if you want someone to do something, it's usually easier to ask nicely.
Atlas used persuasion techniques.
Well,
Yeah, they're probably not in the same room, huh?
ever heard of advertising?
All right, the remote
They
control...
don't have to be, but I mean, they could be.
I'm trying to think about where this... Because I'm trying to think about where I've seen a lock for this to come into play. Okay, and it looks like Rebecca's all good.
That's it for the time being. Thank you.
Now we still have to...
James, Ryan... Okay, yeah. And for the sake of my sanity, this side of the restaurant is still... Okay, that's fine. We'll talk to our boy, James.
Our boy.
He's my favorite character because he doesn't care about this investigation whatsoever.
He was the one doing the investigating.
All right.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Ever heard of auto-hypnosis, James? Self-hypnosis.
Yeah?
And what do you know about it?
It's another name for scrying. Some people call it auto-hypnosis, I call it scrying.
Right. So you're saying scrying is just self-hypnosis?
Scrying? You can scry on anything. I don't use a mirror. I can scry watching the clouds. Maybe the water on a lake in the moonlight.
And when you're watching the water, what happens? Do you go into a trance?
You lose yourself in your unconscious. You go deeper and deeper. You swim around. Try not to go too deep. Because if you go too deep, you start drowning.
He's a poet, Tim. You guys don't appreciate him. He's a poet.
As long as you stay swimming, come to the surface again. Then you wake up and see the world as it really is. It's like a journey to a place people talk about, but no one's ever seen.
Inception. You don't want to go too deep.
Case, aren't you?
I need the kick, Leo.
Did you say that?
She bought a mirror. Sold her one last year.
Was she into using mirrors like that?
No idea. But she bought one.
Right.
So he's writing something down as if there's Cap there. Sold a scrying mirror to Kate Vine last year.
Did you talk to him about the doll?
Oh yeah, the doll.
What do you know about doll burning?
Doll burning? What sort of doll burning?
It doesn't mean anything to you.
No. Should it?
No, that's okay.
I like when Jenks just folds. Yeah, no, never mind. Alright, I think we've exhausted.
Probably be back later.
So we can go back and talk to that dynamic father and son duo, I believe. Paul. Okay, Ryan. Okay, yeah. So we'll go, like, right here. Behind the... Yeah, well, yeah, maybe... Because we did have a thing. Oh.
Random.
Oh. And we have... Show me that juicy cult stuff.
Ooh, new cult
Oh,
stuff.
it's just bikes.
So, those are Ryan's guitars, kept in a garage. Not really the best place to keep them.
We're getting some garage lore.
I swear to God, Tim. Shut down this channel. Ryan's guitars. I guess we'll ask him about it.
Oh, so you play? Yes.
Yes.
Well, see ya.
I guess we'll talk to the dad first since he's right here.
Questions, please. Does Ryan play the guitar?
Ryan couldn't get a tune out of a radio. He's tone deaf.
Okay, so he's never tried to go professional.
If he did try, it was never gonna happen.
He's so supportive of his son. Of course.
Can you tell me more about the auto-hypnosis techniques used on the course?
We don't use hypnosis on the course.
Not at all.
Not anymore.
That's Cap.
So,
That's
how
Cap.
was it used?
Hypnosis is probably the wrong word, Inspector. It's nothing to do with the trances or things like that. It was meant to force... to help students.
Did you force them?
You can't force anybody into being hypnotized. You have to want to be hypnotized. It's not something out of your control. You can't be hurt or damaged in any way by hypnosis.
So you've never put pressure on students to enter into hypnosis?
It would be impossible to do so.
Feel like that's Cap. That's gotta be Cap. I mean, let me see the notes there. Not used on the course anymore. Impossible to be hurt or damaged by hypnosis. Not It's gotta be the scrying mirror. I know we usually talk to the inspector, but doesn't use. Never uses
scrying.
No interest in scrying. Hmm.
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe we'll talk to the son first. What I feel it in my detective intuition.
Well, I mean, would that not be a contradiction?
Which point?
No interest in.
No interest in scrying.
Yeah, and the hypnosis.
Which bullet point?
Huh. Is not used on the course anymore.
I feel like the scrying is used on the course, but we haven't found the connection between these 2 points yet. And also we still have. Let's talk to Ryan about his good. Maybe in some weird way the guitar plays a role in all this.
It was all about the rock music. Hence the hand signal.
That's right, we interrupted his cult stuff earlier. Ryan, you in here, fam? Where is he? Where'd he go? If he's not in that room... Where would he be if not in that room? Better question Paul thoroughly. I guess we could ask the other NPCs about the guitar. We'll take the long way around just to see if we bump into any new characters along this. To the jetty. I've been. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And again, I'm just gonna... It helps to do a once-over just in case we see that magnifying glass icon. Alright. You guys want to discuss guitars?
Ask you a couple more things, please. What do you know about Ryan's guitar collection?
I know he plays, because he tried to buy one off me.
You got a free hand to do a bit of spring cleaning, Tim? Thank you.
I used to be in a band, but I was a singer as well, so I got away with it.
Singer as well?
Yeah, I used to sing in a band every night. But sometimes it was in a pub, but usually at Rebecca's.
What was that called?
It was called Blackstone. And this guy from a record company once came to see us, and he said the band was rubbish, but that I was good. So after that, I don't think they liked me much, and then we broke up after college.
Can't hide talent.
And I do believe I've asked her about... Yeah. We'll ask Simon then.
On, if that's okay. What do you know about Ryan's guitar collection?
Not a whole lot. I know he brought a guitar to one of the groups once, at the end of one of the stages. That's the only time I've seen him with a guitar.
Okay, I was hoping for more out of you, Simon.
Yeah.
So now, where did Ryan run off to? We'll check Abbey Farm. Okay, no. Up. I'm just gonna do a once over because if Ryan's not at the Atlas building,
give it.
Yeah.
Back here a little bit.
Here's the greenhouse. Well, greenhouse 1, I should say. There's multiple greenhouses. Right. The other greenhouse.
Any cult stuff going on in here?
Any cult stuff? Okay, no new information this way. I'm gonna take the long way around. I won't quick travel, just to see if we bump into Ryan. Because if he's not hanging out with his dad, and he's not in the Atlas building, where did he go? So this option at the top will lead to the garage lore, if you will. We've already done what we needed to do here. So I'm gonna go into the house. This is gonna be his dad.
A few more questions, if you don't
Right.
mind.
There's not gonna be any contradiction. This is where we feel like the contradiction is at, and we could use a hint, but let's find the son first. Unless he's now at the pub, which would make sense if it's that one room that I kept checking before.
Yeah.
Right? Ryan, you here? No. Well, my next guess of where he might be is the village hall. Huh? Okay, no. Behind the pub?
Yeah.
So this is where I saw the broken window of the pub. Yeah, I've already been here. Alright, let's use a hint and see, I feel as though we're on the cusp of being at the end of this last hour. Call the chief for an update, Rebecca and Ryan. Yeah, but tell me where Ryan is, fam. Chief, I'm on the lookout for a missing man. Yeah, after this we can look at the map and you can tell me where you think he is.
If you go to where Paul is, is there an option to switch to Ryan?
Oh, good call.
Well,
Similar to how Simon and Emma is set up, right?
Yeah.
Don't think so. Not sure, actually.
Well, why don't you find out and ring me back when you've got something useful to tell me, yeah?
Yes, Chief. Sorry, Chief.
Sorry, Chief.
Bye-bye.
Nope, this is James, right? No, wrong. Here we go.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it seems like there's not an option to switch to Ryan from this menu.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Thank you. Let me look at the hint menu one more time here. Better question Paul thoroughly. Things you haven't asked Rebecca and Ryan about yet. Let me just do this. Let me just... Emma says she didn't really know Liam, yet she was in a band called Black Stone. Who else was in that band?
Because we didn't... Was that a talking point, though?
I would think Ryan would be in the band if he had a guitar.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to... Is Emma the one that has a contradiction? Is she back in play here? No. What was...
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Hold on. Let me look at that.
Was there something with...
The chief found out who... Was it Ryan? So it does seem like we need to find Ryan then. And if he's not in the Atlas building, unless there's a way around the Atlas building. Like last time we saw him in the cult room. Yeah, he was in the reading room. We knock on this door. Yeah. I don't just want to end on... Give me another... That she was in a band called... Who else was in that band? Yeah. So, okay. We'll talk to Emma...
If you go back...
Okay.
If you talk to Emma... Like, there's the Liam's death thing.
You might have to walk me through what you mean, so we'll talk to Emma. Oh, you're talking about the Liam's death hint?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Was there something to that?
Didn't know Liam very well. So are you saying that she was in the band with Liam?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Oh. Good on you, Tim.
That
band you sang in? Blackstone. Who else was in the band?
Just a few people from college.
Including Liam?
Yeah.
Why did you say you didn't know him?
No, it's not that. I just thought you meant that I didn't know about his suicide.
Did you?
No, I was away on holiday.
When he died?
Yeah, I only knew him through the band.
She definitely knows more than she's saying. She was in a band with Liam, but didn't know about his problem. I'm not sure I believe you, Emma.
Uh-huh. Liam's death was on holiday the night Liam died.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
I wanted to cycle to the next... I want to cycle to the next hour before Rebecca and Ryan. Let's go to Rebecca before we close out then. And if Rebecca doesn't have any new information, we'll call it there. Because we are at the 1:30 mark here. Rebecca, where are you at?
Ask you a couple more things, please. Does Ryan play the guitar?
He tries. He does keep wasting money on them, though. I think he believes if he buys the right one, he'll suddenly turn into Jimi Hendrix. It's sad, really. If I just let him play in his
Is that
room,
not what
as long
happens
as he plays in
everyone?
there, I don't mind.
Oh man, I was really hoping Rebecca would have a new thing here. I don't want to close out without cycling the hour. Are you good to go a little bit longer? Like this is like me trying to extend stand-up meeting a little longer?
Maybe a little bit.
All right. We'll talk to the father.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
No, and he doesn't have anything new. All right, we'll just call it there then.
That's it for the time being. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and outro from here then. Thank you, friends, for well, Tim, we are one step closer to finishing our playthrough of Contradiction, Spot the Liar. If you join us on Twitch, we hope you have an excellent rest of your evening. Well, friends, we're one step closer to getting to the bottom of this mystery, and if you're a big fan of games that are very, very similar, join us for our next stream where we'll be playing through, you guessed it, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Have a nice night, friends. Bye, 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 bye.